probably one of two things. One is not enough parking, but I really take that. I think that's really not the complaint. The complaint isn't so much not enough parking; it's not enough parking where I want it. That's probably the bigger complaint, but that's not what people typically say. They say not enough parking. The second thing is probably more of a, and this is probably more on the employee side, is more of the predictability thing that there's not people can't come and go throughout the day because it takes so long to access their cars, and so that's frustrating to people. Intent is we don't want students parking at the meters because they're at the for example they might be by the bookstore or something like that. We want people to be able to use the meters to go to the bookstore, not to go to class. And so by setting it less than a class period, we encourage people to not use it for that purpose because they're afraid of getting a ticket. So buy a permit, park in hourly paid parking somewhere else, but leave the meters for the purpose they're there for. Having said busing, biking, walking, carpooling, what we call kiss and ride, which are like husbands or wives that drop their spouse off at campus and then go on to wherever they work, and at the end of the day come back and pick them up. So there's all those different varieties of ways to get people to campus. For on-campus residents, you have to encourage students, and in a lot of instances you have to encourage parents or educate parents to know that your child doesn't need to have a car on campus, and here's all the services that we provide so that they can still have an enjoyable experience in Lexington without a car. So all of that in mind, we've spent a significant amount of money over the last few years to try to improve our alternative transportation options. And so you've probably heard about Blue Pass, which is you can use your UKID to ride LexTran free of charge. We've improved the campus transportation system because we have a big problem with people parking on one end of campus and then they have something going on the other end, they drive, instead of just using the campus transportation system to get them around. We've invested significant money in bike infrastructure, so all the new dorms, all the bike, parking facilities have been paid with parking and transportation money to try to encourage people to use bicycles. But then we can't just have bike racks at the dorms because if you want to ride your bike to class, then you have to have someplace to park your class. So we've invested a lot of money in providing bike parking around the classroom buildings, and then you have to have the bike lanes, and so we've spent a lot of money on bike infrastructure improvements. Recently, we've been starting to push more towards pedestrian initiatives as well. There's so many people that are walking to campus and from campus that there's some challenges in that, so we're going to start investing more significant monies in trying to improve the pedestrian environment as well.